6 weeks ago.
Wasn't that long ago, was it?
Is that how long it was? 5 6 weeks
5
ago?
or 6 weeks,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that, yeah.
You had a week there where you were feeling unwell. You had some problems riding. You were stopping the bike on occasions. You felt there was something wrong in your body. Just sort of take us through that week as to, maybe it was a little bit over a week, was it?
Yeah,
as
it was,
to what happened?
I went for a ride. I can't remember exactly. I think I'd been for a ride, and I went to races and had a coffee, and I was coming back. I was riding back with Cole, and we were coming back, and he rode back up to North Road, and I was feeling a bit funny around the stomach area, chest area. It was hard to, but I didn't feel right. I felt a bit crook. Just, that's the term we use, is feeling not right. Yeah, and I came home, and I said to him, I'm not feeling too well. I'm just feeling a bit crook in the guts, and I sort of, it cleared up, and I felt okay, but I didn't feel 100% confident in having said that I felt okay. I was still not 100% that I was okay, and I went to work and did all the usual work things and didn't have any problems. But I think I was probably just fooling myself at that stage. I think I should have at that stage had some sort of tests done, I think. Anyway, it was Thursday and it was race time at Sandown, so I went and had a race. And I made it. I told some people that I was not feeling, I had a bit of, a bit crook and wasn't feeling the best, and I just have a ride and see how I go. So I did. I jumped on the bike and we took off in the race, and it became fairly obvious to me very early, like after the first 2 or 3 laps, though I was not 100%. And after, I don't know how many laps it was, maybe after 5 laps, I pulled out and did have pains. And at that stage, it was stupidly, it was just, just it's okay, it'll go away. I thought maybe just something. So that was the first major sighting of the problem, I think. But I just stuck my head in the sand and thought, we'll see how we go. Went to work Friday, felt okay again, and got up Saturday morning, got dressed, and I was going to meet you guys because I think you were doing the first giant friendly ride.
That's right.
And I did sleep in, which is unusual for me. I don't usually sleep in, but I did. And I got up and I rode down to Mordialloc, and on the way down to Mordialloc I felt a slight pressure, pain in my chest, and if I would raise the speed at all, it would increase. And at that stage I got to Mordialloc and waited there for a while to see who was coming, and a few guys, I nodded to a few guys, and then at one stage I thought, okay, I'll just go. Peter Bolton rode past me at one stage, and I rode up and caught up with him and said hello to him, and then I backed off, and then Moving Pictures came along, and I rode with him. I was chatting with him. We went up to past the tea house, and I think the giant guys came past, and I said to him, you just go with them. And I accelerated up a bit, and at that stage, I knew there was a problem there because the pain was starting there, and I went up the top of the hill and I backed off, and it dissipated. So it was stress related or increased exercise related pain, and I got to races very slowly. And at that stage, I said, I'll just go and have a coffee. And you guys were all sitting around at the table, and I showed some signs of not being well, and you were very, what's wrong and all this sort of stuff. I said, I'm just feeling a bit crook, and I'll, a bit of a chest pain, and I'll just have a cup of coffee, have an orange juice, and I'll go home. Which I think most mouths sort of dropped and said, what are you doing? I think you should be going to the hospital.